Welcome back to the channel. It has been a couple of weeks since I've created a video, and for those of you that have been following the channel for a while, you'll know that we've just recently moved back to South Africa, and it was a really big move. And today I wanted to talk to you about the duality of emotions as we do these things, because there's been some really big moments in the last couple of weeks, and I've got two huge pieces of news to share. So let's start with the positive news and the thing that's got us really excited and really ecstatic. And that is that we have finally found a house. So we left the UK selling our house. It had been our home for 7 years, and we really wanted to come back to South Africa and buy a house, mortgage free, really just settle into living, the most abundant version of our life. And we've looked at 18 properties over the last couple of weeks, and we finally found one that literally is exactly what we want. So we've put an offer in, and by Friday this week we will have an answer. So if you want to come over to Instagram and follow along, or drop me an email and see how we got on, you can do exactly that, and you'll hear more about the journey. But walking into this house for the first time, the emotions were incredible. It was so calm, we were so happy. It just felt like the safety and security that we want, and it just felt so peaceful. And holding all of those emotions at the same time as the tragic news, and already this is so hard, we moved over and brought over our two cats, Oscar and Max, and our puppy dog Millie. And after having them settle for a couple of weeks, the cats have started to go out, and unfortunately Oscar went out and never came home. We lost him to somebody who thinks that speeding in residential areas is okay, and he was hit by a car and was taken to a local animal shelter. We got informed and were able to go down. He had already passed away by the time we arrived. There was nothing that they could do for him, and we got to say goodbye, but holding that emotion of, our very first pet, who we rescued and has lived with us for 11 years, basically the whole time we were in the UK. He did such an amazing journey to get to South Africa, and had been living quite contently and going out and coming home and having no issues. To lose him so early on in this journey is really, really hard. Really, really hard. And it's a really interesting thing, this duality of feelings, because it's so easy to slip into grief and feel like we shouldn't feel anything good while we're feeling grief, because if we're not feeling all of the grief, are we honoring that grief enough? It's such an interesting question. But actually, at the same time, we have to feel everything. We have to feel all of our emotions. And this is something that I've learned on this journey that I've gone through, of becoming more sort of in touch with both sides of who I am, that kind of masculine and feminine energy. Really understanding that actually I can honour all of my feelings and feel them all at the same time. I don't have to be only one thing at a time. I get to be multiple things, and actually that is the most human way to have this experience. It's not normal to just push all of your other feelings down so that you can just feel one thing at a time. It's normal to feel all of the things and learn how to hold and process through them. So at the same time as grieving, we are excited about the new, the next chapter. At the same time as grieving, we are celebrating the lives that we have here and the wedding that's coming up and all of the amazing things that we're getting to experience by being home. But it doesn't take away from the grief that we feel. It doesn't take away from how much we miss Oscar or how much he will be missed. It doesn't take away from, how upset I feel or how mad I feel about the situation. It doesn't have to be one feeling or one emotion that we feel all of the time. It's this understanding that there is a duality to us, and we have the capacity, if we let ourselves, to feel multiple things. And I just wanted to leave you with that today. You have the capacity for more. You have the capacity for multiple things. And actually this is something that I'm teaching in the Soul Code program, because it's so important to understand this duality. I lived with depression for a number of years because I thought I was only allowed to feel one thing. And that is just not the case. We're so much more amazing than that. We're so much more adapted than that. And if you want to learn more about it as well, then please come and join the Soul Code program. I will put the link below so that you can have a look and see what it's all about. And you can look at the 8 learning modules that we're going to be covering. But the Soul Code program is a 9-month rebirth program for women who want to get in touch with themselves, set stronger boundaries, love themselves more deeply, and just show up in the world as the truest version of themselves. So if that sounds like something that is for you, then click the link below and you can come and join us. And I'm just going to say thank you in advance for all of your messages that I know will come in about Oscar, and he is literally, is and will and always will be part of the family. I'll see you guys soon.